These Sudanese army soldiers are searching for fighters of the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in Ombada district in Khartoum. It's one of the last areas in the capital where the paramilitary fighters are still present, and one of the active conflict zones in Khartoum nearly 2 years after the start of the fighting that has engulfed most of the country. Regaining Khartoum has taken the army nearly 2 years of street-to-street battles, with RSF fighters entrenched in homes and buildings. For the army to advance, they not only had to fire at the RSF to force them to retreat, but also go house to house to ensure RSF fighters are not left behind to lay trap to the advancing army forces. One of the obstacles that slowed the army's advance in the capital has been the presence of RSF snipers in many high-rise buildings. The holes that can be seen here is where the army targeted them to be able to allow its forces to move and advance without being fired at. Many homes in Ombada have openings on their walls connecting them to their neighbors. The Sudanese army says the passages were dug by the RSF to connect through homes to avoid being detected by their fighters as they moved from one position to another, and to secure supply routes for their weapons and ammunition. Mansour Mohammed is a resident of Ombada. He says his home was one of the houses used by the RSF in its fight against the army.
I found a hole dug up from my neighbor's house to my house, and another hole on the wall connecting to a second neighbor's home. The RSF were the ones who were here and dug them up when people were forced from their homes. They called them windows, a connection from one house to another.
The RSF set up trenches and barricades on main roads to prevent the army from advancing. Later, the army used these same barricades to stop the fighters from returning to areas it had recaptured. The conflict also saw the use of heavy artillery and landmines in residential districts.
They came and stayed in homes near us to protect them from the drones and jets. They brought heavy weapons near us and used them to fire towards the north. We couldn't sleep or rest, and the children were always frightened to hear the sound of artillery. And the sounds of drones scared us.
The heart of the capital is where the hallmarks of the conflict can be seen. Every building carrying the signs of the battles that took place between the army and the RSF and the weapons used. With Sudan's conflict entering its third year, the capital seems to be easing on the fighting, but now faces the battle to rebuild what has been destroyed by the warring sides. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Ombada, Khartoum.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.